Hi, I'm Gwen Lawrence, and welcome to Power Yoga for Sports, Runner's Edition. Go ahead and grab your mat, strap, and a block and join us. We're going to start in seated, easy cross leg. Take a deep breath in, arms overhead. Interlace your fingers and press your palms up to the sky. And then bring your arms down and let's twist it out. You want to keep a nice tall back here, shoulders out of your ears, elbows up as high as your shoulders, and fingers extend. Just going to warm up the spine, start getting the breath going. And you want to start breathing in and out through your nose only in yoga. You could start slow and then pick up the pace as time goes on. We're only going to do this for a minute today, but I like to usually warm up my athletes doing this 1 to 3 minutes. And it's not as easy as it looks, right? You will all of a sudden feel some very heavy shoulders. So let's speed it up a little bit. And then come back to center. Bring the left arm up to the sky, nice and high, and let's come up over to the right. So you want to stretch as far as you can, as long as your left butt cheek is down. Take a couple of breaths into the left rib cage, and then come up, and other side. Stretch up first, and over, reach, and then come back up to seated. Now you're going to lay down onto your backs. Take a nice big full body stretch on the floor. Arms are over your head, toes point to the front of the room. This is your yawning morning stretch where you arch the back, reach, 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 and then press your low back into the floor. And you're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg, relaxing your head on the floor. Arms and legs as strong and straight as you possibly can. Awesome. You might even want to start out with bent knees just to test the waters in the beginning to see if your hamstrings are tight. And again, you're breathing in and out through your nose. Maybe exhaling when the arm leg goes up, inhaling when the arm leg goes down. And in a perfect world, we're touching the tips of the toes with the tips of the fingers, and that's a nice open hip and hamstring. This too, we're only going to do it about a minute today, but if you have extra time, pre or post run, you might want to do it 1 to 3 minutes. Let's go one more on each leg. And then draw your knees into your chest. Squeeze your knees in and rock yourself up and back several times. All the way up, all the way back. Rock and roll, massage out your spine. That's it. And then next time you're going to come up, you're going to roll over your legs and come into downward facing dog. Hands are shoulder width apart, palms flat, fingers spread. Feet are hips width apart, parallel. Just do 1 or 2 calf stretches, sinking the heels one at a time. Opening up that back of the leg, and then walk your feet between your hands into standing forward bend. Feet are together, knees together, inner thighs together, and you're going to bend the knees, drop the hips, walk your fingertips out in front of you, and peel yourself up into a nice chair pose. So you want to sit in nice and deep. Sit in as deep as you can, as long as your heels are flat. Back is nice and straight. And then fold it over, chest and belly to thighs, fingers to the floor, straighten the legs, drop the head in, and then again, bend the knees, walk the hands out, come back into chair pose. Good, sit in, nice, and fold it over. Straighten the legs best you can, shake your head out, and one more time, bend the knees, drop the hips. Good, and reach, come up, nice chair pose, so sit in even more. There you go, good, hold, 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 and then fold it over. Nice job, and you're gonna walk back to plank pose, top of a push-up. Strong pose, wrists right under your shoulders, deep breath in. On the exhale, lower it down, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, nice stretch in the back, and then downward dog. Okay, right foot's gonna come forward between your hands. That's it. And we're going to go into a half side squat. So we're going to turn to the left. Left toes point up to the sky. Bend your right knee as low as you can, as deep as you can, as long as that heel is not coming off the floor. You want to keep the right foot flat. And you want to track the right knee in the same direction as the right foot so that the knee stays safe. Okay, come out of the pose a little and shift to the back leg. Now right toes point up to the sky. We're getting groin, inner thigh on the right side, deep hip on the left. That's it. If you feel secure, you might not even need your hands. And shift back to the front foot. That's it. Go a little bit lower. Read your body. Don't force. And then you're going to turn to the front of your mat. Scoot the back foot in a little closer and flatten the foot. Now let's bend and straighten that front knee several times. Bend, straighten, bend, and straighten. Last time. Bend, straighten, and hold, standing head to knee. Good. Use your fingertips and push the floor away. If you can't reach the floor, your hands can go against your shins. That's it. Nice, deep hamstring stretch. Now interlace your fingers right in front of you, except for your pointer and thumb, and you're going to extend halfway up, flat back. Push the floor away with the feet. Both legs are strong and straight, and then fold it over. And inhale up, flat back. Good. And fold it over. Feel that in the hamstring? Inhale up, flat back. This time you're going to shift your weight into your front leg. Come to standing. Left knee comes around in front. Nice and tall. And then let's straighten out that right leg. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Bend the knee. Lift the thigh higher. That's what I'm talking about. And straighten the leg. Good. Bend, lift it higher, straighten. There you go, you got it, you got it, you got it. Good. Bend the knee and in as much control as you can, come back into your lunge. Left knee's down on the floor. Hands can come on your right knee and then go ahead and bend the back leg. I gotcha, you got it. You're gonna reach around with your left hand and pull that heel in to your butt. Once you feel stable and strong and a good stretch, you can press your hips forward even more. That's it. And then let it go. Nice and easy. Don't let it spring out. And press back into plank pose. Hands come down, top of the push-up. Might as well lower it down. Inhale, upward dog. And then exhale, downward dog. Good. Left foot's going to come forward between your hands. Hold it there. Scoot it up if it doesn't make it. They made it look pretty easy, but some of you are going to try that for the first time, and your foot's only going to go to here. So you're going to reach down and pull the foot up. And let's turn to the right this time, half side squat. Right toes up to the sky. Sink as low as you can. Good. I think you're beginning to like this one a little bit more. And then shift to the back leg. On one side. Good. As soon as that right heel starts to come up off the floor, you went a little too far. And then shift back, left knee bent, right toes up to the sky, long, strong back. Always thinking holistically, not collapsing the body just because you're thinking more about the legs right now. And then turn to the front of your mat, scoot the back foot in a little bit closer and flatten the foot. And bend and straighten several times. Bend and straighten. Good. That's it. And one more time. Bend nice and deep. And then straighten the leg. Good. And standing head to knee. Both legs are strong and straight. Feel it in that left hamstring. Keep extending your back long. Every exhale, get deeper into the pose. Good. Hamstrings so crucial for running. First thing that gets tight, it seems, all the time. This time you're going to interlace your fingers the opposite way. So if normally you do that and your left pointer's on top, you're going to just switch it up. Now extend your pointer and thumb. It should feel pretty weird because it's not your habit. And then come up halfway. Nice flat back. Deep breath in, and then exhale, fold. And again, inhale, halfway up, flat back. Really nice. Exhale, fold. This time, come through your flat back, up to standing. Bring your right leg around and come to a balancing pose. If you need more help with your balancing, bring your arms out to the side like you're walking a tightrope. That's it. And then straighten that leg out. Good. Bend the knee, lift the thigh higher, straighten it out. Awesome. Hold, hold, hold. Bend, lift, straighten, push, push. There you go. Now we know what you can do. Bend, and then in control, bend the left knee and come back to your lunge on the knee. That's it. Slowly bend your right knee, reach around, and pull the heel in. That's it. Once you feel comfortable, if you can, press your hips forward even more. One more pull, a little bit tighter. That's it. And then let it go, nice and easy. That's it. And press back to plank pose. Go to downward dog. And then walk your feet to the outside of your hands. Maybe your feet are about as wide as your mat. We're going to come into squat. Good. You're going to go as low as you can go, as long, again, as your heels are flat on the floor. So he's going to stay up a little bit higher. His hips aren't open enough yet. Once he feels like he can sink in, then he'll just keep dropping that tailbone down. Since he can't go much deeper than this, he's not going to add the twist like the others are. Hint. So you're going to bring the back of the right shoulder against the inner right leg, comes around the front of the right shin, the left arm comes around, and you're going to make a nice connection. Once you get that connection, extend the torso long, twist your chest open to the left. Good. So this hand is going to grab here. That's it. So it helps encourage that. There you go. And release it in control and switch it up. Try the other side. Once you get your bind, you get the connection, then you're going to make sure you have equal weight in both feet as you twist. Good. Squeeze your inner thighs together a little bit. Nice. Good twist. And then come into center. Everybody hands to the floor. Straighten out the legs. Shake them out a little bit. That was nice, deep hip. Also Achilles, calves, right? Heel, toe your feet all the way together. And you're going to lower down now to seated toe balance. Good. So we got some knee cracks going on. Same thing here. You're just going to extend your arms out on your knees. If you need more balance, bring your arms out to the side. But if you can, bring your arms out in front of you, like you're holding a tray out in front of you. You want to squeeze your inner thighs together. I want you to try not to lean forward if possible, and you're going to press up to standing. Quad power. All the way up onto your tiptoes. Deep breath in, and then go back down. Slide your back down an imaginary wall. Good. Hold, hold. And again, bring it up. Try not to lean forward. Deep into the hips, glutes, quads, and lower it down. We good? Haven't heard any knee cracks. It's pretty incredible. And then last time, all the way up, tiptoes really high. There goes a crack. And then lower it down. In control, seated on your heels. And then let's lower the knees down to the floor without crashing, please. Okay, and let's come to standing on the knees. Toes tucked, knees are hips width apart, arms up to the sky. Right arm's going to come down and reach that right heel. You could stay here, or you could bring the other hand around as well. Camel pose. Nice back bending pose. Counteracts all that forward motion, that front bending motion that you do with a lot of running. You could stay there for a couple deep breaths and then switch sides if you want. Good. Hold it there. You want to press your hips forward. Chest is up. Head drops back if you can. And then come up nice and easy. Good. And hands onto the ground. Nice control. Untuck your toes and come to heroes. So we work the toes tucked. Now we're working them untucked. So we get the top of the foot and shin. If this is easy, then you're going to separate your feet, put a block between your feet, and go ahead and sit back on that. that's easy. No block, butts to the floor. Okay, but you should here too not feel any knee pain ever. You want your knees in alignment with each other. And you always want the bottoms of the feet facing up to the sky. That's a critical alignment. Okay, if you're good, you feeling it a little today? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could tell. Whenever you start arching your back, I know you're trying to come out of it a little bit. If you're good, you could walk to the back to your hands, maybe even your forearms. You could keep trying to get further and further back as long as your knees don't pop off the floor. But you can separate your knees a little if you feel a lot of pressure. Okay, you want to feel that stretchiness in the knee. You don't want to feel knifing pain. But this is pretty intense, either in the top of your foot, the shin, or the quad. Couple more deep breaths. There you go. Talk yourself into going deeper. You can do it. All right, so bring yourselves up nice and slow. Coming out of this one sometimes tougher than actually being in it. And come on to your hands and knees. Stretch one leg back at a time just to get some blood flow back in the legs. Feel a little bit more comfy again. And then why don't you move up a little bit? You move back a little bit, and we're going to go out into frog. Okay, so groin, inner thigh. You're welcome. Couple of things that need to be noted about the alignment in frog is that from a side view, your hip is right in line with your knee, and that your knee is in line with your heel. So you make a series of all these nice 90-degree angles, which are the most supportive angles. Good. And you want your knees to slide out as much as you possibly can. I'll time you here. And if you reach the point where your knees have gone out as far as they possibly can, yet you still don't quite feel enough groin, inner thigh stretch, then you can press your butt back towards your heels a little bit more. Good. You want to try to get some kind of relaxing position for your head and your neck so you don't build any extra tension. And just try and keep relaxing and releasing the hips. So we're opening the hips in all directions. The more open and supple and flexible your hips are, the less strain on the knee joint, which is a very vulnerable joint, especially for runners. And we're only going to do this about 2 minutes today, but we usually do this 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. So you could pick some time and do that on your own. Guys, want to press the hips back a little bit more. Keep breathing. The blocks help. A little bit of support in the chest helps you release the groin a little bit deeper. All right, that's the magic bell. Come out onto your bellies. Take your time. Just rest on your stomach. Yep, it should be a little tough getting out. That way I know you did something. Take a rest. Get some blood flow back. Don't get too comfortable because we're not quite done yet. Almost. All right, and then let's come on to the hands and knees, and let's go deep hip. Left leg's going to come forward first for pigeon pose. And you're going to slide the right leg back. You want to get as deep as you can as long as you're in center of the hips. Okay, you don't want to sit on your left hip or roll over onto the right. That's only going to misalign your back. All right, so once you get as long as you can, then you're going to come onto your forearms, roll all the way down onto your belly, and quote unquote rest. But you should feel this real hurt so good, deep glute stretch. A lot of runners have problems with sciatic pain. Their hips and glutes get so tight, clamps down on the sciatic nerve, and this pose is medicine for that. Now, if you get in position, you sink in, you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, then maybe slide that right leg back a little bit more. If that doesn't happen, maybe you could bring the left foot closer to the front edge of your mat until someday that left shin is parallel to the front edge of your mat. Good. And you just want to breathe and focus in on that left glute. Just let it go. Every exhale, release it again because you probably gripped on the inhale. Okay, and let's walk it up nice and tall. Slowly, slowly. Hips stay the same, legs stay the same, and you're going to bend your right leg, nice and easy, and reach around with a strap or grab your shin and pull the heel in towards your butt. You want to keep your toes straight up to the sky so you keep proper alignment in your knees too. Don't forget about that. Good. In the beginning, when you first do this, you might find that when you bend that back leg and go to reach around, you cramp up. That's pretty normal, but keep with it, and with time and attention, that won't happen anymore. So pull the heel in a little closer. I really want to get you to the point where that heel touches the butt. Okay, let it go. Nice and easy. Good. Don't let it spring out. That's it. And then go ahead and press back to plank pose or top of a push-up. If you want to just wiggle it out a little bit. And then your right leg's going to come forward. Pigeon on the other side. Can't do just one side. Same rules apply. Mostly right in the center your hips are. Left leg slides back. Good, and go as low as you can. That's it. If you feel knee pain, you might want to adjust the direction that right knee is pointing. Change the angle. Lift your hips out of it. Another relief technique is to have someone come and sit up on a block too. And that helps sometimes relieve some of the pressure on the knee. But you don't have pressure, so you don't need a block. You just want to breathe. You want to relax the neck, the jaw, and just let that hip get more and more flexible. Increasing your speed, your running technique, your efficiency. Okay, 2 more breaths. Release and relax. Good, and then walk yourselves upright, nice and tall. Slowly bend that back leg. Reach around and grab the left foot. Again, keep the foot pointing straight up to the sky. Every exhale, pull the heel in closer and closer and closer. That's all you got for me today? We can't touch today? We can't touch? Come on. Come on, come on, come on. There you go. And then let it go, nice and easy. Don't let it spring out. Good work. And then press back to plank pose. Go to downward dog and walk yourself into standing forward bend. Roll it up to standing, and we're just going to take it over here to the wall for some intense hamstring stretch before our final relaxing pose. So line it up against the wall. Okay, you're going to have your feet maybe 12 to 18 inches away from the wall. If you know that you have particularly tight hamstrings, then let's separate the feet hips width apart. Okay? Feet are parallel. Go ahead and bend your knees. You look like you're all punished in the corner right now. And then rest your chest and belly on your thighs. Okay? And you're going to lean your back, tuck your chin to your chest and lean your back against the wall. If your heels come off the floor, then you want to tiptoe your feet a little closer to the wall. So you don't want to see any heel coming off the floor. Good. Okay, so let's make your feet a little bit more parallel. Yep, and then open those knees the same width, and that's going to get deep into the hips too. Yep, it's a killer. It's a killer for sure. It looks pretty innocent, but it's not. We're going to hold it for 1 minute. At home, pre or post run, maybe 1 to 3 minutes. You don't even need to straighten your knees in order to feel a nice hamstring stretch, right? Yep. For sure. If it's good, walk your feet closer and closer to the wall. That's it. You want to get sort of mid-back, leaning up. There you go. Hello, that was good. You're just breathing. You're pressing down through your heels, up through your hips, and relaxing that whole upper body. And you will get some jackhammering going on. Let's keep opening those knees. Yep. That's it. You want to make sure those knees always track over your feet in forward bend. If they do knock in, what that does is put more pressure on that medial knee, and that's definitely not good for running. That's it. 20 more seconds. Can you straighten it another half inch, quarter inch? You got it. You got it. Don't create tension in your neck. Don't give me dirty looks out of the corner of your eyes. And then release your hands to the floor. Now you're going to bend your knees a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. And then roll it up, super slow motion. You don't want to get dizzy. And then let's come to the mats. Lay down onto your back. If you don't open your hamstrings there, I don't know what to tell you. It's a pretty intense stretch. Lay down onto your back, knees bent, feet flat. That's it. And you're going to lift your butt up a little, put the block right underneath your hips. Perfect. And then one knee at a time into your chest, and legs are going to go straight up to the sky. I'll probably bring it in a little bit more. Even more. Feet flat to the floor. Let's go right here. Now, when you bring your legs up, it'll feel right. Is that good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. So when your hips are high on the block and not on the floor, it's effortless to be here. Shouldn't be any work. You could also do this up against a wall. You could have a strap to kind of stabilize your legs if you want. It's a good opportunity to look at the rotation of your legs. Notice what direction your knees are pointing, your toes are pointing, if it's the same on both feet. And you want to kind of square your feet to the ceiling, see what's going on there. So you are torqued that way a little bit, right? That would be right. This is a great pose to help encourage lymph drainage and get rid of that heavy dead leg feeling after a big workout or a long distance run. So it's great to do pre or post run. And it's very relaxing, right? So this is one of the ones that looks easy and is easy. You want to just relax your whole body. Take maybe 2 or 3 more deep breaths. This is what you waited for. Good, and then you're going to slowly bend your knees into your chest and 1 foot at a time to the floor. Excellent, and then lift your hips up, remove the block. Just settle on the floor for a second, especially if you stay there 5 or 6 minutes. You might need a little time for the back to adjust when you come down, so don't just jump out of the pose. And then you're going to roll over to your right side, curl up into fetal position on your right side, like you were going to take a nap, but you're not. And then come up to seated. Easy cross leg, just like how we started. Nice tall back. Take a deep breath in, arms overhead. And exhaling, hands into heart center. You should add this to your running routine 1 to 3 times a week. We'll see you next time. Good job. Nice work.